advice. And even in my practice, I don't necessarily tend to dole out advice. I like to lead people to, what they are really wanting. People who come to therapy are hoping for a different solution. They're hoping for a way out of whatever that, they've kind of gotten into, in the past couple years or their whole life. And so it's really about helping people discover what is the best pathway for them. So everybody's an individual, and everybody comes to their own pathway, um, you know, themselves, but through, having somebody guide them. But with my friends and my family, they just know what I'm all about. They'll see it in my social media. They'll see it in, the conversations that they have with me. And hopefully, I can just be a good influence in helping people kind of free themselves and free their thinking.
That makes sense. I could just picture myself being like, don't stop. You're wasting your
It's
time.
hard. I know it's hard. And some people, I honestly can't help it. But I try to, just let my example be more of a guide than wagging a finger.
Okay. Now, how does the holistic treatment play into all of the things that you do?
Well, because I am well versed in, fitness and in nutrition and in mental health, I use a variety of different types of interventions. So I will tend to, if somebody comes into my office, I will look at them in their, wholeness. Yeah, I will look at them holistically. How are they eating? How are they sleeping? Are they moving? Are they exercising? What do they do? For a living? Where do they come from? What kind of past did they have? What kind of family life did they come from? And I get as big of a picture as possible in order to find the pathway to whatever they're coming in for. They could be coming in for chronic pain. They could be seeking treatment for ADHD. It could be eating disorders. I want to make sure that I'm using all of my educational wheelhouse to be able to help them, not only just address their mental health, but their physical health and their spiritual health as well. So on top of everything that I do, for nutrition, for psychology, I also really can look into how they can increase their spiritual health through seeking mindfulness. And mindfulness is just, it's tossed around like crazy these days, but it's basically an open-hearted, non-judgmental awareness of the present moment. And when people can achieve that, and they're not stuck in ruminating thoughts in their past or worrisome thoughts in their future, that's when I see a lot of healing happen. So I combine everything plus mindfulness to be able to really treat somebody on a holistic level.
Okay. Now, what is the most frustrating thing one of your clients could do?
Frustrating. Well, I think everybody has their, pace to finding healing, and some move quicker and some move slower. So sometimes it's frustrating when you have to, you know, wait for somebody to kind of seek the healing that they want to seek. I use a lot of motivational interviewing, so I want to meet my clients where they're at. If they're not ready for a big gigantic change, something that I can see that would be great for them, I can't force that. I can't make them make that choice. I have to meet them where they're at. So some people I have to work, within little baby steps to get them to where they're going. I don't think that that's necessarily frustrating. It's just, I would love to see everybody healed immediately. It's just, people have to do it in their own time and seek the healing in their own way.
Now, you have a book coming out. Is there going to be a book, or are you just going to stick to the website?
There it will eventually be a book. Right now I am putting together an online course. It's called Deprogram Diet Culture, and it is about how you can really assess what kind of influence diet culture has in your life. You can examine where all of these influences have come from and why, and then the course helps you to deprogram yourself out of that. And that's through, changing your social media feed. It's through changing your thoughts about yourself and about food, and it's also about how to embrace mindfulness and mindful eating. It has 7 modules, and so it takes you through all these levels of how you can change not only your behaviors, but your beliefs and your thoughts about yourself, and free yourself from diet culture to live a more just open and free life in terms of eating and how you look at yourself.
Wow. Things I don't think I would have thought of. I would have just thought, oh, well, maybe I'm not hungry, but I'm gonna keep snacking.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
so it has a lot of, like you said, variables that play into it, such as your social media and
Hmm.
all different types of things.
Advertising, going even just to the grocery store, everything that we choose, whether it's cosmetics, clothing, the supplement that we're going to put in our coffee or whatever is influenced by diet culture. And all of those influences are designed to make you feel like you are less than, to make you feel like you're not good enough, to make you feel like you have to have these products or you have to go on this diet so that society will accept you. And I categorically reject that. I think that is a prison. I think that that keeps us, and our wallets tied to, the economy and commerce. And I am about kind of looking through that veil to find the reality that is more suitable to me, and where I think more suitable to everyone else if they were really aware of this influence.
Huh. Now, because of this, you know, being a dietitian, being a fitness expert, having the tools and resources that now, does that ever make you think about younger you and the decisions you made that led you to become who you are?
I definitely do. I think, there were so many influences diet culture wise on me that, influenced me to go to be a Pilates instructor. However, what I really found, especially when I found Pilates, was that it was more of a mind body exercise for me. It was more about healing my body through this movement. And so, even when I was starting in Pilates, and you can see the, diet culture influence 100% in that industry, there's also another side of it, which is actually, I think, a real important spiritual practice, something like you would see with yoga. And so that's what I really honed in on and worked on with my clients, was how do they embrace this form of exercise as a therapeutic benefit for their body, as opposed to, I am, going to do Pilates so that I can, look like this celebrity. So even then, it was really for me about not wanting to conform into diet culture. And the more that I learned, then the more that I became educated, the more convinced I was that this was the better direction, not only for me, but for people who are coming seeking healing from me.
Okay. So tell us how we can seek healing from you, be a part of your community that you do have.
I have a website. It's drsupatra.tovar.com. So it's www and then just all one word, drsupatra.tovar.com. You'll, I'm sure, put my social media underneath your podcast links, but on my website are all my social media links. And as soon as my course is ready and the website is up, it will be under a new insight.com. It's ANEW insight, one word, insight.com. And that's how you will be able to get the course for deprogrammed diet culture.
Ooh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, Supatra, for coming on and sharing. I feel like I learned something new.
Oh, I'm so glad. That's really wonderful. I think a lot of people feel the same way once they kind of head down this direction. They don't realize, just how inundated we are in that culture, and it's a real eye opener. And when you do open your eyes to it, um, it's kind of hard to just keep going in that same vein. You might start to question more and more. And I invite you to, if you check out my Instagram. It's pretty much all about that. It's just at Dr. Supatra Tovar. You'll see all of my posts are really about that, just questioning diet culture.
Questioning diet culture. If you didn't learn something new today, then I don't know what to tell you. Pretty sure everyone knows someone that knows someone, or you are that person that restricts yourself from eating, or you're just always on a diet. Let's just eat everything we want, in moderation, of course. Reach out to her. I feel like she'd be a very beneficial person to speak with. I'm your host, Rockshana. Today's guest was Dr. Supatra Tovar. Be sure to tune in each week for a new episode. And remember, everything and anything goes. The sky is the limit. Music for the Things That Nature podcast is an original track by Jared Sacramento called Dosage.